We're 3 episodes into Survivor 48, but with a tribe swap on the horizon, some of this ranking feels more arbitrary than usual, because a lot could change with both the editing and the players' positioning. Frontrunners might get taken out pre-merge, and background characters could emerge as contenders. But until any of that happens, or doesn't, all we can do is keep calm and power rank on.
The tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
We love you, Justin.
Bye, Joe. Good luck, guys.
I went back and forth about whether or not that tribal council was entertaining or frustrating, and ultimately, I decided it was both. But the important thing is that Mary survived it. Justin is one of the unluckiest castaways ever. He landed on Vula tribe, lost an immunity challenge that happened to lead into a journey, got picked for the journey, at least partially because he wore his pizza shirt that day.
From Vula, Pizza Man.
Lost his vote, witnessed a successful shot in the dark, and after surviving multiple revotes, instead of seeing any of the 2 hours of fighting to stay that Justin says he did, the edit portrayed him as plugging his family's restaurant, then basically giving up.
Justin, do you have any?
Do what's best for you, Cedrek, going forward. I hope to continue this, and I hope you know that there's always a place for you at Luigi's, regardless of your decision tonight.
And the worst part is, I didn't think to call him Justin Pioperoni until after he got eliminated.
Be safe!
I was just gonna say they look a little rocky in that boat. I was just gonna say it. At least it's only knee deep. They could just get back in.
As long as we're getting 90-minute episodes, no castaways should be getting left out of the edit. But that's exactly what happened to poor Chrissy, who became the season's first zero confessional contestant. That doesn't mean she won't last deep into the game or even win given Erica's edit in Survivor 41, but Erica's many invisible episodes were the outlier, not the norm. Since switching to a longer runtime, the winners have all had at least 1 confessional per episode. I know that's not much data to go on, but it's still an established pattern, and I want Chrissy to have a chance to win. I'm just not sure she does anymore.
This should be a really relaxing day. My plan was to eat some almonds and drink plenty of water and just kind of relax.
If Cedrek were the winner of Survivor 48, then I think we would have heard from him a lot more by now. Vula Tribe eats up a ton of screen time because they keep going to Tribal Council, but Cedrek has yet to feel like a main character in any episode. He also decided to keep someone he just tried to vote out twice in one Tribal Council, so I wouldn't feel good about his gameplay even if his edit were better.
I'm freaking out. My head is spinning 1,000 directions because I don't want everyone in my tribe knowing that I don't have a vote. So I lied about the game. I don't trust anyone, in real life and here. But I need to trust someone.
You don't trust anyone in real life? Bianca just got the most screen time she's had all season, but somehow now she seems even worse off. Her airtime was also mostly circumstantial as a result of her unlucky attendance on one of the worst journeys the show has ever devised.
I lost my vote.
You didn't get a choice?
I have no choice.
So you had to play the game?
I took a dice. A dice.
What do you mean a dice?
It was literally dice.
Dice?
Yep.
She's honestly so real for that reaction. She lost her vote right before a tribe swap, and her alleged ride or die Thomas is not only withholding information from her, but he's also willing to use the information she shared against her if necessary. Bianca doesn't have a storyline separate from Thomas, and even then, she's the side character, so she has to stay at the bottom of the ranking.
She said we should get rid of one of the puzzlers, and she was like, do you want to, nobody's talk strategy with me. I'm like, girl, you're savage. You're scavenging right now. You're scavenging. Right.
Unless Star unlocks her hidden immunity idol before the next challenge, she'll also be tribe swapping without a vote, and she may be even worse off than Bianca, because if she ends up on a new beach, then she'll lose access to the animal symbols she needs to keep decoding her specific cipher. And yet, I ranked Star the highest I have all season because of this.
If I was betting on who's gonna go home, I would bet that it's Star going home first.
That's a very this person is too confident music cue to end the scene with, so it makes me think that Star, in fact, probably won't be the first Loggy member voted out. It could just be because the tribes are about to get swapped, so the first Loggy eliminated might not even be a member yet, or it could be because Star's game has more life than both me and the edit are giving it credit for.
These don't look like they got clean.
Exactly. Clean but disinfected.
Yeah. What am I thinking? This is not like there's no soap in there. Yeah, there's no like stain remover.
Charity is low on the list, but I still think she could win if she doesn't get the boot in the next few episodes, which I think even more. Her strategic footing continues to get better, no feet pun intended, but most of her content also continues to be filtered through her partnership with Mitch. If she emerges from the tribe swap with her own storyline, then she'll really be a contender.
Guys, I'm so proud of us. We got food, we got a shelter, fire, a clothesline.
Mitch's strategic streak kept going in this episode. Last time, he secured Charity as his ally, and this time, he secured Charity as his ally again, then pitched an alliance to Kyle. Like Charity, Mitch's game is picking up speed, but his edit hasn't changed much since the season premiere, and so neither has his place in the ranking.
What's your, living situation like?
I sleep in a trailer parked in front of my dad's house.
Oh, sick, dude.
Not sick.
You don't like it?
Why would I like that?
And it just got worse from there.
Did you say your dad has a bunch of land, David?
No. Sounds very the house.
Kyle shows up in the episode next to talk about the great position he's in now that 2 different majority groups want him to join them, which could be important to what alliances form after the tribe swap, or it could have been included just to show us that Kyle is playing a good game. But the way he responded to David makes me so thoroughly question his ability to build social bonds with people he doesn't have an uncanny amount in common with. I bumped him down a few spots from last week's ranking.
What do you want to do?
I'll do whatever you want to do.
How's your water?
Pretty low, but I can survive off of no water.
You can? You always say that you always drink so much water.
I do drink a lot of water. That's why I can survive off of not drinking any water for a little bit.
Say's edit is starting to turn in a more positive direction, which is essential for her ability to win the game, especially in the new era. But she's also still the season's main character, and they rarely win the whole thing. Depending on how long she lasts, both in-game and with a less negative edit, Say could be the season's butterfly, someone who experiences a significant personal growth arc, like Emily from Survivor 45 or Andy from 47. It's a great way to get a lot of screen time, but not $1 million.
At least now I don't have to worry about, are they telling me the truth or are they not? Because the answer is no, they're not telling me the truth. So in that sense, it's kind of a win.
Between Mary's edit so far, the episode's description mentioning a historic tribal council, and this,
I think it's in our best interest to split our vote, because if Justin doesn't have a vote, we need to start thinking about that.
We're playing a shot in the dark.
Right.
by the time Vula was ready to vote, it was clear that Mary's shot in the dark would work. But that didn't make it any less exciting. It's possible that besting the rest of Vula was the reason for Mary's edit, but I think we've only seen the beginning of her strange rivalry with Say, which I was really excited for more of until I saw this now deleted post from Mary's Instagram.
Also, they didn't show this either. During the idol hunt, oh my god, I hope no one from CBS gets mad at me for this, but oh well, I haven't said anything yet. I found a leaf that was perfectly rolled up at like the size of a scroll. I stuck it in my pocket and Say was like, you have something, what's in your pocket? And I was like, I don't have anything. She stuck her hands in my pocket.
That's up!
Things never go my way. A skull is a very scary thing to see in this game.
Kamilla won an extra vote in this episode. Obviously useful, and even better, when she told her tribe mates about it later, no one suddenly accused her of playing too hard like the Civa 4 did to Mitch after he revealed his block a vote. Is that a good thing because she's not in danger, or is it a bad thing because a lot of new era winners are depicted as being in early danger?
Time will tell.
There's also the boat ride where Mitch pitches an alliance to Kyle that doesn't include Kamilla, his supposed partner. He doesn't mention her in his confessional about it afterward. Are her allies less locked in than we've been shown? Initially, and as recently as last week, I thought Kamilla was the closest thing to a frontrunner from Civa tribe. But now...
I live in a trailer parked in front of my dad's house. That is the honest truth, and really comes down to money. And it's not easy to talk about sometimes. Because 38 years old, living in a trailer parked in front of my dad's house. I think that's pretty pathetic. I've really enjoyed the choices that I've made in life, but it has put me at a disadvantage when it comes to starting things.
Whether you found David's confession about his finances relatable or entitled, it was winnery. Now he's got a personal storyline. He also keeps fitting more and more of the season's themes. His confessionals about wanting adventure align with Jeff's beloved call to action. He attacks the search for the animal symbols even if he fails in finding the beware advantage.
And here's the rub with all of this. Just because you attack the game doesn't mean you'll be successful. You can still fail.
And in this episode, we learn that David wants to win Survivor so he'll have enough money to support his girlfriend's dream of raising 4 kids, which ties him to the theme of partnerships, just more abstractly than someone like Joe or Eva. Speaking of,
I need to have a conversation with her to try to open up. Not because I really want to work with her, but because I don't want her to work against me.
That half of Eva's tribe is targeting her is just par for the New Era winner's course, and none of it might even matter after the tribe swap. So far, Eva's content has been a lot about Joe.
I made a bracelet for your daughter.
And also about the social struggles she expects to face, like not knowing when people are lying.
Having autism, I'm very bad at recognizing small social cues, such as I don't know when someone's lying to me. Weaknesses, for sure, are social cues. I don't know when someone's lying to me. Telling someone I have autism and them knowing that I'm going to struggle with understanding when people are lying really puts me at a vulnerable position.
I'm starting to wonder if Eva's arc is going to focus less on winning $1 million and more on her personal relationships and her journey navigating them.
I'm nervous about Joe and Eva. I don't like that she is Joe's little sidekick. Like when she gave him beads for his daughter as a bracelet, it's like, girl, you cut it off your water bottle and tied a little bow.
In general, I would say most Survivor winners aren't depicted maniacally laughing about potentially betraying their closest ally and doing it for so long it's used as a transition into the next scene.
I really am starting to feel bad about it, but not bad enough, I guess.
But we did see Dee laugh about eating Jake's rice in Survivor 45, so there's precedent for a New Era winner to dip their toes, still no foot pun intended, into a little light villainy. It also helps that so far, Thomas's instincts about the game seem to be right. I think he could win, or become the dragon, a formidable player that must be slain in order for the actual winner to win, like Genevieve last season.
Every morning, I will go sit on the beach, open my arms, open my palms, and accept the vibes. Send me calories, send me vibes, send me good energy, send me everything, and I will eat them.
I always think Shauhin is the winner while I'm watching the show, but I've yet to rank him in the top spot because I keep convincing myself that he might just be a narrator, not a winner. And in this episode, Shauhin does a lot of very narratory narrating about his precise position within the Loggy tribe right before he's potentially swapped out of it.
Joe is my number one right now. She's so funny, and we have the same sense of humor. And then I also have Joe, me, and Thomas in the California Girls Alliance.
It is nuts the 3 dudes from Cali on the same tribe.
That is broken. OP.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, perfection.
And then, so we have the California Girls plus Bianca for Thomas. And then we have the California Girls plus Eva for Joe.
And now I'm back to thinking he's the winner again, because why would we need to hear about any of that from Shauhin specifically, unless his perspective and his positioning is important to this season overall? Last week, I mentioned Shauhin's lack of duo as a reason why he might not win, but we just heard him talk about being caught in between 2 pairs of players. So in his own way, just like David, Shauhin's game is also being affected by partnerships.
We'll just build a little bonfire for a little family time. We're gonna do a little wine appetizers. That's gonna start at 6.
I would love to start with a chilled white.
Chilled white?
Yeah.
I have 2 selections. One is Hungry as Hell. It's a great blend.
Though Joe is a smaller presence in this episode, we still check in while he builds a morale-boosting bonfire for the Loggy tribe that turns into an example of how his job, as a fire captain, ironically, has prepared him to play Survivor.
Because of my job as a fire captain, you gotta sense morale on the team. You got people working for you hard. You gotta take time to give them a break. You gotta take time to relax and be chill.
He's been my winner pick the entire season so far, and he still is, even though his edit is starting to feel overly positive to the point of being one-dimensional. I think it makes him less likely to win if it weren't for the fact that Jeff loves Joe-esque guys. The buckets of water they dumped during the immunity challenge were actually filled with all the drool Jeff has drooled thinking about Joe's casting archetype. If a winner were going to get a glowing coronation-type edit, it would be for someone like Joe. Thanks for watching. If you're so inclined, please like and subscribe and maybe even consider turning notifications on. And also come back next week for another Survivor 48 Power Ranking. Bye.